Hey everybody, it's Kathy. And we're going to talk about yoga this afternoon or this morning. You can see, here's Agnes. She wanted to be a part of the show apparently this morning. I'm coming to you live from my office/yoga room, and I'm really super excited and also kind of all over the place because because there's so many directions that we could go with this. And so with this first episode, I'm just going to kind of dip my toe into the water and we'll see where you guys want to head. So I'm thinking we could talk about yoga, obviously, because that's my passion and that's what I love to do. But then also, a while back, I came up with all of these goodies about only love is real. And is that showing? Hey, Kaylee, nice to see you. Tell me, sister, is this showing up backwards to you? You'll let me know if it is or not. So we can talk about the only love is real stuff, or we can talk about yoga. And I feel like with yoga, things are a little bit confusing. And yeah, it is backwards. Okay, thank you. I will watch some tutorials and figure that out, okay? Thank God for YouTube and Google and all of that stuff. It may be because I have my camera facing me instead of the other way. We'll figure it out. But so, are we talking about yoga? Are we talking about only love is real? We're talking about spirituality. We're going to figure it out, and that's why I didn't advertise this first one. So I came across this really cool definition of yoga recently. And I think this is why it's hard to explain in a photograph, which is kind of what we use on social media to show yoga, but there's so much more to it than that. And this really cool definition says it's not the case that yoga has so many different meanings, but that the central meaning is a complex one that in English is not exhausted by one equivalent. So there's a whole bunch of different meanings to the word yoga, and we as English speakers want it to just have one thing. What it says here is that yoga implies the process of difficult effort. Well, it certainly can be. A person committed to it, the instrument he uses, the course of action chosen, and the prospect of a goal. It's like, wow, that's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm kind of like, maybe we should chew on this and have like maybe dedicated episodes to all of these different concepts about the word yoga. But then I also pulled out, this is the book Meditation from the Mat. Again, apparently it's going to be backwards, but I will figure out how to fix that for next time. And I love in the front of Meditation from the Mat how he's got the 8 limbs in a circle. Yeah, sorry, it's backwards. But I can explain those. And how each of these 8 limbs come together in the center. And I wish that it had the word yoga or something right there in the middle. Because it takes all of these things to get to this concept of yoga. And again, if I'm showing you in a photograph or a video demonstrating the postures or maybe even the breathing, we're still missing out on so many of these different aspects. So there's another direction we can go, right? Because we can talk about all of these things. Or then we've got the Yoga Sutras, which are also some of my faves. And in the very front of the Yoga Sutras, the first one, Atha Yoga Anushasana. Now is the time for yoga. And I feel like more than ever in our world, now is the time for yoga. It's time for yoga teachers. It's time for yoga students. We all need to start to embrace a kinder way of being, a more focused way of being. I'm going to chew on that one. But kind of just feeling it out. And here's the thing. It's about diving in and being awkward and being uncomfortable and not really knowing what we're doing and being okay with that. I think one of the things that holds us back, no matter which direction we decide to go with Mondays on the Mat, whether we decide to talk about these different meanings that have been presented to us in all of these different texts, or whether we get into questions and answers about yoga, or whether you even just want me to talk about poses, it's taking those first awkward steps and letting things be really messy and really uncomfortable that allows things to develop. So if you're feeling held back from yoga because you don't know what it is, or I posted a really great article on my Facebook page about all the reasons that people don't do yoga and all of the things that's holding them back. And if we're holding back because of all of those reasons, it's like we've cut ourselves off from the stream and the truth. Can I just tell you something hysterical right now? It says, this is your most commented on live video yet. Okay. Sweet. It's my first live video, so thanks for that. That's hysterical. So here's what we're going to do today. I think what I want to look at right now is the Yoga Sutras. And then if that gets boring and people watch this video and they're like, I want nothing to do with that, cool, we'll talk about something else. But so the first one, now is the time for yoga. Absolutely, like right now and right now and right now and right now. And then it goes on to say the restraint of the modifications of the mind stuff is yoga. But over here, again, what we're talking about is the process of difficult effort. Oh my goodness, maintaining a still focused mind is absolutely a difficult thing to do, and one that requires a lot of practice and showing up over and over and over. The restraint of the modifications of the mind stuff is yoga. Not a fancy pose, not a warrior two, but practicing stilling and focusing your mind. Now the poses, the asanas, are an awesome tool for that, because you really have to focus. Man, if you're trying to flip upside down or just hold a proper downward facing dog, that really teaches you how to focus your mind. And it can be difficult. But so then over here, when we go back to my fancy definition, a person committed to it. And that's interesting also, committing to the process of stilling your mind. Again, something that's not easy to do. It says in the Bhagavad Gita that the mind is as restless as the wind. Absolutely. So if we're committing to stilling our mind, that is going to be a difficult process. I'm not going to lie to you and say that, oh, well, it's so easy. You just sit down and meditate and it's all good, because that's definitely not the case. And then the instrument can I say he or she? The instrument he or she uses to get into the process of stilling the mind. So again, that's where we talk about we can use the poses, we can use meditation, we can use pranayama. And then again, that's where things start to get a little bit cloudy, because we've got all of these different things that come together to create yoga. So my question to you will be I got 2 whole people watching right now. Hi, friends. Where do we go? Do you want to talk about the Yoga Sutras and some of those deeper meanings that we can't show in a yoga pose? Would it be more exciting to you to actually talk about the yoga poses? Because I'm totally fine with breaking down some things that maybe you find confusing. And I'm open to moving days and times. I just kind of went with Mondays on the mat because I sounded like a fun thing to do. But again, it's like, let's work and play together and figure some things out. Okay, so last thing I'm going to say today is we kind of dip toes into what it feels like to be live, and I keep peeking down to look at the comments and all of that kind of stuff, which is why, again, I kept it way on the down low that I was going to go live so I could practice a little. Which makes me think of something else, guys, is this is kind of what happens when I teach yoga in class. Things come to me all of a sudden. The reason I chose to be quiet and just do this to the all of 2 or now 3 of you that are watching is because I knew it would be awkward, and I knew I would stumble a little bit. And I feel like as women, one of the things that holds us back from doing anything is that fear. I'm going to stumble. I'm going to be awkward. There's people that do this way, and absolutely, there are people that do this way better than I do. But this is the thing, you don't have to go out large and in charge. You know, we've got this American, like, go big or go home, or you've got to have all of these followers or all these people watching in order to do something. But that doesn't provide you with the opportunity to practice and refine your skills. All of the things I've done in my yoga teaching career, my studio ownership career, I started really small and really quiet and practiced until I got more comfortable, which is what I'm doing with this first live video. Super small. I didn't promo. I didn't do anything. I'm just kind of like dipping my toe in to see how things go. So that being said, I just wanted to give a shout out that I know tomorrow's Valentine's Day. We have a saying around my household that every day is Valentine's Day, so I will be teaching my regular Tuesday 6:30 to 8 o'clock class. You look radiant, and I love seeing your phone. Oh, thank you. You're so awesome. I love you too, sister. Anyway, Valentine's Day, I will definitely be there if you're someone who, like in our family, chooses not to necessarily go out on Valentine's Day, but you want to take care of yourself. I've got class 6:30 to 8 p.m., and then Wednesday 5:30 to 7, Friday 9:30 to 11, and Saturday 9 to 10:30. I'm leaning towards working on scorpion pose. This last week we worked on forearm stand, and scorpion pose is where you take your forearm stand and you start to add a back bend. But here's the thing. The back bend can get super back bendy and cause too much compression in the T12L1 region, which is what makes a back bend look super dramatic. And then we come out of it and our back feels like fill in the blanks. So we're going to look at a more engaged version of it, which doesn't look as dramatic in the back bend area, but it's going to feel so much better in your core and in your back. So that's what we have coming down the pipeline this week in class, and I would definitely love to see you there. You can get more information on my website, which is kathyweissyoga.com, and otherwise I'm going to say goodbye for now, and we'll practice, and if I get more feedback, maybe I'll ask around in class this week what you guys want me to talk about, and we can do this a little bit more next week. So I'm going to say bye. Agnes says goodbye. She kind of curled up and went to sleep over there on her bed, so we're all good. Have an awesome rest of your Monday, and we will see you next time. Bye.